Job so far. Alright, now the next behavior Odin's going to do for you is called a rise. So if you want to imagine our trainer here as a tree, a tiger would rise up onto that tree and need to use their sharp front claws to strip the bark off the tree and leave deep gouges in the wood. Now this is just one way that tigers in the wild will mark their territory. And there is of course another way that all cats mark their territory, and that is by urinating on things. So once again, let's imagine our trainer has a tree. You folks want to see that? I know I would, but I don't think Sean's too into going through that one today. So we'll have to go on with our next behavior. Now we'll see if we can bring Odin to our next behavior over there. Now tigers, a lot of people ask how well they can climb, if they might be able to climb right out of here. Well, certainly not. Tigers are actually horrible climbers, and that's because their claws are relatively small compared to their body size. They're only about an inch long and can't really support their weight high up in the trees. However, tigers can jump about 10 to 12 feet up in the air, and hopefully we'll be demonstrating with that with Odin and a tree hop. Now you'll see why we call it a tree hop. As Odin finishes eating that one piece of meat, you'll see the other piece of meat going up the tree just like that. Then he's going to take one big leap up, grab on with the powerful front paws, grab the meat, and come back down with a big four-paw landing. Let's hear it for Odin. Good job, Odin. Now we'll see if we can bring Odin right up close, right to the fence, to give you guys an example of how big our tigers actually are. Now this next behavior is called a fence rise, and when he does this, he actually stands about 8.5 feet tall. And if you look closely at the fence, anytime the tigers are standing on it, you might notice a few claws poking through. That's a reminder that here at Six Flags, we do not declaw nor defang any of our tigers. In order to work safely with these animals, our trainers have to raise the tigers from a very young age, or spend many, many years being introduced to the tigers by the trainers that did raise them. Now, something else to keep in mind, folks, is that these cats are not tame or domesticated. They're just well-trained wild animals. And unfortunately, many people try to keep these animals as pets and have to find out the hard way that tigers just never make good pets. In fact, in the state of Texas, authorities respond to about a mauling a month, usually involving the young children or friends of the people that do own the cats. Our tigers are very cute, and our trainers look very relaxed most of the time. That's only due to the many years of training that both tigers and trainers receive. So in other words, folks, please don't try this at home. Now, like I did say earlier, we are in the acclimation process. Sometimes Odin's attention gets very distracted sometimes, so he wants to peruse around, see what's out here. Now, we do have a couple of other tigers that come out here throughout the day. Now, sometimes Odin can go around, sniff out whether the tigers are out here, and figure out whether it was a male or female tiger out here. And if it was a female, he can get her phone number, email address, all sorts of stuff like that just by sniffing around. I might see him starting to head into the pool and be thinking to yourself, well, a tiger's a cat and I thought all cats hate the water. Well, for the most part, you would be correct, but there are a few notable exceptions, the most significant one of which is the tiger, and that's because of where they come from in the wild. Tigers originate in the jungles of Asia where there's many pools of standing water, especially during monsoon season. Tigers become very well adjusted to this and not only use the water as a way to cool down during the hot summer, they can also use it as a hunting tool. Tigers will chase their prey into the water to slow down their prey, but it makes it a lot easier for a tiger to make a kill. Right now, Odin's going to show you the behavior that he is world famous for. He's going to show you how tigers dive. You notice that he folds his ears back to keep water from going in the ear canal, open up his eyes to find that piece of meat. He's going to grab it right there, then he's going to hopefully bring it back up to the surface, and when he gets to the surface, he's going to be expecting a big round of applause from you folks. Now, how would you folks like to see that done one more time? I couldn't quite hear you. What was that? All right. Now, we've seen our tigers dive down and hold their breath for 30 to 40 seconds during any given dive. If they really wanted to, they could probably go a little bit longer than that, but they're only going to be holding their breath long enough to get whatever they're going after. And let's give it one more big round of applause for Odin. Now, while Odin's doing a couple more dives, I'd like to tell you folks why we feel that doing a show like this is so important. A lot of people don't even realize how endangered the tiger actually is in the wild, but believe it or not, there's less than 4,000 tigers left in the wild. Some scientists believe in a matter of 10 years, there's soon going to be no tigers left. Now, if this happens, then places like Six Flags might be the only place they can see these types of animals. And we feel that there's a need for the tiger to be kept in captivity, then this sort of tiger-trainer relationship provides the most stress-free and enriching environment possible. Now, there are a couple of primary reasons why the tiger is so endangered, and those are habitat loss and poaching. Tigers living in Asia come from the continent with the highest human population on the planet. Now, with that population expected